There are a lot of differences between the novel and film adaptations of Stephen King's It. Several characters are given different characterizations. The final showdown with Pennywise is also more action-packed. Spoiler warning: key, important details from both the book and movie adaptations of Stephen King's It are in play in this feature. If you haven't yet seen the film and are sensitive to spoiling either experience, please bookmark this story for future reading and come back after you've caught up. Stephen King's It is a legendary story that's both shocking in its horrors as well as one that details the importance of the friendships of our youth. So naturally, being the watershed tome that it is, some folks were worried about whether the Andres Muschietti film would be a worthy adaptation. In this feature we won't be discussing the quality of the feature itself, but instead we'll highlight the big differences between the book and the film and how they changed the story. So if you are looking to see if and or how a particular portion of the It story has been altered, you've come to the right place. View as one-page slides. Brooke Palmer, Warner Bros. Stephen King's original text for It is structured as a story that dips in and out of the past and the present. Huge sections of the massive novel go back and forth between first the events in the 1950s and then those in the 1980s. One effect this has is knowing the fates of the adult versions of the Losers Club as you read about their childhood adventures. For example, in the movie you watch Stanley Uris pal around with his friends not knowing that he will commit suicide before he can reunite with them 27 years later. Brooke Palmer, Warner Bros. We learn early on in its literary incarnation that Mike Hanlon not only stays in Derry his whole life, but also that Hess the librarian, an amateur historian for the town. As such, Hess the one that catalogs the town's weird incidents, building the book of knowledge known as Derry: A Look Through Hell's Back Door. However, there seems to have been a change in the works, as Ben Huscombe wasn't the architectural whiz in the new film version of it. Rather, Hess the one looking into Derry's weird history. Could this wind up changing his future in the movie's the inevitable sequel? Warner Bros. Pictures YouTube. While the opening scene of It captures the fateful exchange between Georgie Denborough and Pennywise accurately, there's some big variances in the aftermath of Georgie's death. In the movie, a local neighbor doesn't see or hear the incident, only Georgie talking to the storm drain and the blood left after his death. This, in turn, leads Bill to think that Georgie might still be alive in the sewers or out in the barrens, as he presumed had have washed up there due to the storm. This is handled differently in the literary incarnation, as Georgie's body is not only found and recovered, but the murder itself is noticed by someone gardening on the stormy day in question.